Hi everyone, this is Victoria. Today I would like to show you one of my projects I did for myself actually, because we will be having Christmas party at our house and I needed to make a centerpiece for the table, and I challenged myself. I wanted to use only items that I have. I didn't go and I didn't buy anything. I just kind of put my thoughts together, and I found items around the house that I could use to create the centerpiece, and actually it turned out pretty cool. So we will be making, or I will be making the centerpiece for the table, and it's going to be a candy jars, and I wanted to display them, and this turned out a little bit more festive that I like, but I try to keep everything like uniformed, keep at least the tops of the jars the same, so it will have two big ones and two small ones. So I will be using only the items that I have. Obviously, I bought this at the Dollar Tree store. I hold it, not that long ago, and it was a set of 3. And I had a couple of bows from last year, and I will be putting them on the smaller jars. All the tapes, everything that I'm using, even the candy that I'm putting inside, the leftovers from Halloween, and except this, it was a present, and I guess that's it. Oh yes, and I will also, since my bigger jar is a jar from peanut butter and jelly, and I was like thinking and thinking, when I cleaned it, it was all nice and everything, but the top was all like has all this writing here, and finally I decided to use nail polish instead of buying stuff like paint. I decided to use nail polish. So you can also find nail polish that you don't want anymore, or when you have like a lot of it, you can just go ahead and paint it with this. So I because you want to have 2 coats on, I finished everything. This was just for you to see what I was using, so we are done with this. And these 2 little jars from jelly, and it was a nice and clean tub, but because I wanted to keep everything the same, I went ahead and put the first coat on the lid, and I'm gonna put this aside. This I finished, so the video is not that long, and I already did the first coat for this, so I'm done with that. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the second sparkly coat on top of this. Okay, so now it's done, and as you can see, it looks exactly the same. So 4 of our jars are gonna look very uniform. So then before we put any candies inside, we wanna decorate the jars. So I'm gonna start with the bigger jar while my little one is drying, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the candy on top, which I decided, which I thought it was a really good idea, since those jars are candy jars, and this was like a finishing touch for it. So I'm gonna use crazy glue for this. So we will be done with the top. And this is like so cool. We'll let it dry. Okay, so the step number one, so I decided to use bigger bows for the bigger jar and small bows for the smaller. So I'm just go ahead and use one. Okay, so because it's pretty big, the one layer of tape was a little bit like not enough. So we'll be putting 2 rows of tape. And we'll just measure it very quickly. 1 and 2. We're gonna use the rest for the smaller jar. And because I didn't have a double-sided tape, I will be using my Scotch again just to fold it so it's sticky on both sides. Obviously put it anywhere at this point, kind of, you know, making sure that the bow would be, yeah, this is good. And I'm gonna go ahead and do first row of the tape. This is good. Do exactly the same with the second row. Just rub it around. And here I decided to have a little, you know, small pins on hand, so I don't have to worry about taping tapes or, you know, gluing just to make it faster. So I'm done with the red part. And honestly, I just had this tape and I decided to put it in the middle, and you can use any tape you want. You can use like any combination of tape, and I will probably use the smaller one because it has a better contrast. So the same thing, use a small pin. You can glue it if you want, but this using smaller pins faster, and you just put it in the middle. Cut extra. Using the same pin, we'll connect these two together here. And because it's tape, the pins are the best to use. But if you want to glue it, that's fine. So basically, we're ready for our bow. And this bow is kind of heavy and big, so I found a little bit hard to, you know, put it, you know, attach it to the tape. So I tried to glue, I tried to use a little tape, you know, to keep it together, but again, the little pins turned out to be the easiest. So basically, you're putting your bow on top of your tape and using little pins to attach the bow to the tape. And I'm using small ones because you don't see them. And they're short, so you don't see like the big end of the pin sticking out. And you know, like honestly, the first jar, it took me like forever to attach this bow. And finally, when I came up with the, you know, little pin system, as you can see, it took me like, you know, 2 seconds to attach the bow. But even though those bows are like beautiful, the cutest bow you've ever seen, but this little hole over here, it was driving me crazy. So, and I was thinking, you know, to put nail polish, like red nail polish or something, and finally I thought just one sticker. And if you don't have a red, or if your bow is red, but you know, you want to add some stickers, like they don't have to match. I had a red sticker, so I'm putting that little sticker right on top of the that hole on the, you know, bit, and it's done. Okay, so we are done with the first jar. It's like, you know, really fast. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some candies, and all those candies, I didn't go and buy them. I had them on hand. In fact, I had one more bag of candies somewhere and I cannot find it. So I'm just go ahead and use whatever I have. Leave those for a small jar, and I will put some chocolates inside of this. And little, you know, candy on top is all, those are like my favorite, already, you know, dry. When we close, we want to make sure that this, you know, Raffaello kind of and the flower kind of matches center. And there we go. The big jar is done. Now we'll go ahead and do exactly the same thing on a small jar, but obviously because it's a little bit smaller, the bigger bowl was too big, so I found the smaller ones, but the tape will be the same, but instead of two rows, we'll be making one row. Okay, so before we do the tape, we'll go ahead and glue. And it was so perfect, like they had like 4 same, you know, white Raffaellas. So even though the jars are different, the same candies, same leads, and same tape kind of ties this all together, and it looks very elegant. You'll see it at the end. So we're gonna go ahead and glue the candy on top. Okay, so we glue it and wait. And I think we're done with the glue for today. So tape, one row. Go ahead and create my double-sided tape using my regular Scotch. And with the small one, I wanted to make sure that the little snowflake fits right above the bow. So yeah, I think I put the tape on the right spot. Just wrap it around. And again, I didn't have to buy anything for this project. All the pieces of tape, some stickers, you know, nail polish. I didn't have to buy nothing. So then we do want to do the gold one in the middle, just like we did on the big one. And we want to make sure the pieces are not that big, because this bow not as big as the other one. So we want to make sure everything looks a little cleaner underneath the bow. And just kind of put it in the middle. And it's time for my little pin. Makes it so much faster. Okay, so now we're gonna attach the little bow to the smaller jar, and I will be attaching it again with my small pins, and kind of put it through in the back so the pin doesn't show, because the bow is not that big, and just literally pin it to the tape. The pins are small enough to be hidden underneath the bow, and then done. Okay, so now because you know, it looked really cute, but this bow compared to this was kind of like not big enough or not like sparkly enough. So that's why I decided to use Snowflake. I have the sticker. And again, didn't have to go and buy it. I had them.
Once bitten and twice shy. I keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, it doesn't surprise me. Christmas.
And again, when I looked at it, it was something was missing. So back to my favorite stickers. And I'm just using one red sticker again. And putting in the middle of the white snowflake. And that little touch just again ties it all together and the jar is done. We're gonna go ahead and put candies inside. So now when we have our candy inside of the jar, we can go ahead and put the lid on top. And again, making sure that the, you know, whatever you have on top, in my case it's a Raffaella, the word Raffaella kind of matches the center of the bowl. And the small jar is done. So now I have two small ones and two big ones. And I will be displaying them on the tray. But again, when I put like 4 jars there, it didn't look like, you know, finished. So I just found little, you know, little small ways I had, and all I did just put 3 little blue stickers there just to, you know, bring more blue. And I had 4 lollipops left from, or 5 from Halloween, and I decided to go ahead and put them here, and it just happened to be one. This is like the coolest one, it goes with everything, but I only had one, so I'll just put it in the middle, and I thought that was enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and display it. And by the way, about this tray, in my head I had it all like, you know, planned and displayed on a beautiful tray, and I thought, okay, even though I have everything, but I don't have a tray. And I decided not to go, just, you know, look at what I have. And I found this tray which was not as shiny as it is right now, and I used baking soda to clean it and make it as shiny and look like new. So I'm gonna go ahead and display it all on my tray, and I'll show you the finished result. Okay guys, so this is what we have using only items that I had around the house. 2 peanut butter and jelly jars, 2 jello jars, and candies, different kinds. They're not even like same candy. There are a bunch of different candies inside, but because it's all like tied together, in my opinion, it looks pretty cool. So just to show it that, you know, that it's a candy bar, I decided to glue 4 the same candies together. Again, it's a little bit more festive than I like, but I am very, very happy with the result. And yes, so it's gonna be it's a real centerpiece on my Christmas table. So I'm very excited, and I'm sure that the kids gonna be very excited to open those jars and eat those candies. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope that it will, you know, kind of help you to just, like I said, challenge yourself and see what you have around the house, and don't go to the store and, you know, don't buy like a lot of extra things that you might already have. So that's going to be it for today, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.